Hey, hey. Welcome back to A Pub in the Life. Lots of things on our plate. On these couple of days where we've been off, we didn't feel so good. First off, we're sick, and then being nurses for the family who was also sick. You know, it's how families roll. Usually, only one who wasn't sick was me because I'm a dog. Um, but nevertheless, So first off, it was Mom's birthday on Monday, 3rd of March, and there was something, that she wanted to share at first. That was the most important thing. Um, that was not actually the topic of this podcast, but it's gonna be the topic of this podcast. Um, because we have lots of things on our plate and that needs discussion. But these are not what we're going to talk about today. Vergola! We are on our favorite countryside, just strolling around. So, in today's podcast, Mom's birthday special. On this week, we're also going to talk about things that are different if you have a disease or not, and if you look like you have a disease or not. When it comes to bettering performance, something that happened on the lines of Mom's tentative to get an appointment to do some things, and how things are not actually the way they look all the time, but for today, birthday special. So in today's podcast, Mom is basically telling y'all what she learned in this year of life. So from being 31 to being 32, and actually what somebody says is you're finishing the year, so it's basically going from 32 to 33, so basically beginning 33 years. By the way, Mom just turned 32, but logic seems to go in another direction. So the main thing that was there to just analyze for this year is that Mom basically feels like so many of the things that she knows now are not the things that she knew just a year ago. It was a year of growth. Like, that is probably the main word, is growth. Lots of new things, new challenges, new things that come up, new stuff that just is right in, and that feels like it wasn't on the radar before, and that just simply looks like there's really lots of stuff that is just so changed. And it doesn't mean that it's changed at the best or of the worst. It's just, it's gonna be only at the best, because once you learn something and you realize you learned something, it's gonna be always at the best. And if Mom thinks about which person she was in the beginnings of 31 or 32, depends on where you see it, there were many different things, you know. She just received her first real investment from investors, not funds, but investors, and was, in the first weeks in the management of that. In the company, there was just a handful of people. She had other projects going on that she doesn't have any longer, and she didn't have something else on the plate that maybe she will have in the future. She, very, very easy things. She wasn't able to manage discussion between partners, between clients, contracts. And this just goes for the work. When it comes to relationship, is how able are you? How able is Mom to, and you as a person, to manage the relationships in your life, no matter the work that you're doing. And at this point in time, we're rewatching a Danish TV series on Netflix. No ad intended, but very, very, very good series. Outstanding, I would say. That's called Borgen, which means the power. And it's basically talks about, it's a hit show, I'm sure you know about it. And it talks about the life of the Danish Prime Minister, Birgitte Nyborg, who's the first woman as a Prime Minister, and also, that wins out of a very tricky situation, the presidency, actually the prime ministry of the nation. And the thing is, it's not presidency because there is a king and a queen in Denmark, so it's different. So the thing about this is why we're talking about this, because this rewatch made us realize that this series is not as much as politics, negotiation, and whatnot, which is at first glance journalism, research. That is what it is, no? But at the end of the day, it also relates to what's in it for basically relationships management. And the thing about the fact that this person is not able, and sorry for the spoiler, to keep her marriage safe from her obligation as a prime minister. And so, how do you feel and how do you think about your own relationships? And it's not just romantic relationships, but relationships in general, and how much you invest in them compared to your work. And this is something also that we learn quite a lot. The main thing is, but we're going to talk about this in later episodes, is that things are usually not the way they seem. And if you're thinking it's easy, it's obvious, it's not, it's probably not. And something is going to put to you the, let's say, it's going to give you the invoice later on in your life. So this is the birthday special episode. And the thing that we wanted to share is the only thing that we wish for any of you at their birthday is realizing that the many things that you have in your life and that basically are your, let's say, the things that you feel that you learned. If you find yourself at some point at your birthday or in general, your checkpoint, it might be in September, might be in August, might be end of the year, might be in spring, wherever you feel like it. And you feel like you've learned so much and you're not quite the same person. Well, that's exactly the way to be. Also, something, and this is what we wish for you as well. And one thing that we want to share is we spent quite a lot of time this year with mom, and not only with mom actually, but with our family in general. I'm peeing again in the same spot. Okay. Bata baby. Bata baby. And yeah, the peeing just distracted me. And yeah, so we spent more time doing activities with me and for me, which is amazing. I then came second to my scent detection first challenge championship, but we're gonna talk about this in the coming episodes. But for now, birthday special for you. That's hopefully for us. That's hopefully also good for you. And we're gonna talk about the challenge in another moment. But yeah, I came second and it was amazing. Talk to you tomorrow. Sending you kisses, hugs, a bit of hugs. Bye bye.